Hey y'all, welcome back.
Welcome back, Gumdrops, Lemon Pops. Just welcome back.
Boston baked beans. I love those.
Welcome back, y'all.
I love Boston baked beans.
Same, they're a fan favorite. They're a black favorite.
Yeah,
We
so
love them.
new week, new tea.
Where we kiki with you and you kiki with we.
So, how are you doing?
I'm doing well and jumped full stream ahead into the week.
Man.
As y'all know, if you've been listening to this podcast for since before 2019,
BC.
Yeah, exactly. COVID.
B19.
BC,
Yeah, BC before
COVID.
COVID.
Then you know that we love an annual Coachella trip. We love going to Coachella. We've been going for the past 5 years. It's what we do. It's one of our.
It's what I do.
Yeah, it's what I do. It's one of our little annual trips that we kind of make sure we take.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't been able to go to Coachella, obviously, because of the pandemic and just
the pandemic.
Yeah, the pandemic. That's really it. And
Yeah.
we've had those tickets since 2019. So finally, Coachella was let off its leash, but the lineup was not giving.
The lineup was in the chokehold.
So the girls decided to.
The lineup was in the chokehold and it wasn't giving worth it because Coachella is not cheap.
It's expensive.
And I mean, the coins be well spent, but the lineup has to line up.
Yeah, it has to give.
And it wasn't.
Yeah, because a lot of things, I don't know if y'all never been to Coachella, then here's how it works. All of the artists are staggered throughout the day. They start relatively early as 12, and they go all the way up until the headliner.
Like 12.
Which depending on the day, between 10 and 12 p.m.
Yeah.
So your favorite artists are staggered throughout the day. So imagine going and there's only one person or 2, 3, 4 people that you want to see. There's going to be large gaps, meaning you're just sitting in the damn grass.
Yeah, and it's not really a place where you want to be like, we can leave and come back.
No.
It's just so much that goes into it that once you're there for the day,
You're there.
you want to be there for the day.
Yeah, so it's kind of not cool if you don't like the lineup because you're wasting hella money, you're wasting hella time and hella energy. There's not enough Mojave Desert tents to dance under. You know they had the little tents.
Yeah, they have little activations. There's a bunch of food places and little things you can do to kill time. But killing that much time killed me.
If you're
at that
waiting
point,
3
I'm dead.
hours, sometimes it's like, okay, we seen somebody at 6, or 3, the next person don't go until like 5:45.
Right.
Now imagine doing that hella times throughout the day.
Yeah.
It just kills the experience, and Coachella is truly an experience.
It is.
So the lineup wasn't giving, so we decided, fuck them tickets.
So we weren't giving our money.
Yeah, we sold the tickets.
We did.
And
right in the nick of time because it was before Kanye West pulled out.
Girl.
Which by the grace of God, it would have been hard to sell those tickets beforehand.
Yeah, it would have just given waste.
Because
loss.
Kanye West was the only thing keeping it somewhat packed together.
And interesting.
Yeah.
That was really it. Yeah. So we sold the tickets right before Kanye came and decided to just book a trip instead. So we went to Mexico City this past weekend, which was beautiful. I absolutely love that place.
Now Germany wants to move.
Yeah.
Every time I can move here.
I can't move there. I love Mexico City.
It's a very beautiful city. It has a lot of character.
Yes. Culture. It's very romantic.
And it's very reasonable.
That too. It's very affordable.
And it's up to date.
It's really nice.
It's very modern. You know how some cities you go to, like some countries you go to, and it's like, this is nice, but it's not up to speed. You would have to live a totally different life. You can move there and live your same type of life.
And even a little bit slower, I think.
I mean, it would be slower, but it's not like you're out of date.
Yeah.
Like you're outdated. It's just the pace is a little different.
A little slower, yeah.
But it's not like you're moving to the countryside.
I said, let me learn a little Espanol, a little more. It flex my skills. I would truly love to be there. I truly would. Maybe like 2 years. A little 2-year stint, pop, live there for a couple years, and then come on back here, because honestly, LA is quite sick. I seen a TikTok or something real that was like, people in LA are living in a completely different reality than the rest of the world. And I think
but it made it look nice.
You seen it though?
It was like the beaches,
the food. It was like all the food,
and everybody was chilling.
They're like, I think it's time we start talking about it. Like how much people. I mean, it is different here. Mm-hmm. It's different here, but it's nice. There's really no place like it. I will say that.
Like LA?
Yeah, although I haven't been to many places.
I'm like, girls, where have you been?
I've been to a couple places, but not many. I've been to a couple places, but not many. But I mean, you don't got to go nowhere to know that you don't want to be there.
Some places you can see. That ain't the place for me.
Exactly. Like places with harsh weather conditions, I just can't.
Yeah, Chicago.
I can't. I don't want to do hella snow. I don't want to do hella rain.
Although we do have some homegirls in Chicago. Chi-Town, stand up.
Stop, Brittany. Stop. I can't do harsh weather conditions.
The Chi.
So, anywho, that was the weekend. How was your weekend? Did you have fun?
I also was on the Mexico City trip. I did. I love anything that involves getting cute, having drinks, and eating dinner. That's right up my alley. And Mexico City is the perfect place to get cute, eat, and have dinner. Now, we took it a little too far one night.
You think? Oh, yes.
We took it a little too far with our fancy fine dining experience, right? So Mexico City has a couple of restaurants that have popular tasting menus. There were 2 that our Airbnb host recommended, and Germany had one up her sleeve. We went with
I wish it would have been down my sleeve, baby. I wish I would have rolled my sleeve down with the buttons on. We went with
the one that Germany had up her sleeve. And so the way the tasting menu works is they have like preset menu, and they give you small portions of everything so you can kind of get a taste of what the restaurant offers. So I'm looking at the menu and I'm like, seems a little crazy, but hey, we're on vacation. Why not try something new? It was immediately no. Yeah. I've seen what I needed to see when the first course came out, honey.
The sick part is, this is the real doozy. They offered an a la carte menu, which, I mean, obviously, if you're going a la carte, you can get the things that you want, something that you're probably most familiar with, and just be done. But they won't let you do a la carte and tasting in one whop.
They don't.
It's one or the other.
It's one or the other, because the tasting menu is an experience.
One that I could have sat out.
They're curating an experience where they're bringing out each dish, explaining what it is, all that.
I told them I could have just been eating my shit when y'all was explaining.
All of that Zaza. And it was just, the way some of the things were cooked, it just wasn't giving to me. And I have this taste distortion due to COVID, which already fucks me from the front and the back, which is why I really need to be playing it safe. I really should be playing it safe, because I know my shit's I have a pre-existing condition. And I should not be playing fucking games. But however, I went in there and I played a little bit, and I played myself.
I hated it.
And it was not cheap.
It was not.
It was not even a little bit cheap.
Not even in pesos. I said,
no.
The fuck?
It gave USD price.
Yeah. Once they brought out that little avocado, when it was just avocado, I was like, oh, I could definitely fuck with this. Bluefin underneath, I said, hell no. Okay, and I have a very basic palate. She's not an expansive, experimental girl. She's not. So when I was looking at the bluefin and the tuna, I said, God damn.
It didn't give. But we made up for it at this other restaurant the next day, which was so good. And I'm just so happy that we got the experience that we got, because Mexico would have got a 0 if that's what.
0 out of 10 would not
that was
recommend.
The last note.
Yeah.
We left on.
That place was phenom. We got a lot of bang for our buck. It was giving queen. Feasting like a queen.
I felt like Beyonce.
Right, I'm like, bring out the king crab legs and the sea bass.
Yeah, so I enjoyed my stay. The Airbnb was beautiful.
Yes, it was a great time. And, that was our first time traveling with another homegirl.
Yeah.
On a vacation, a trip.
A group trip of sorts.
Yeah, and it was very pleasant.
Yeah.
And
that should be an episode.
Traveling with your friends.
How to do a girl's trip. Because, some of them would turn into tussles.
Yeah.
It can really go to the left, and it's really an art to traveling with a large group of girls. It's an art. I've been on a girls trip before.
Okay, let's save it for
I'm just saying, so that could be something.
We'll talk about
how to properly girls trip so that you can come back with the friendship intact and everything else intact. Because did you ever see that meme that said, "What is it about Miami that ends friendships?"
Yeah,
traveling to Miami. It's funny. funny because I'd almost ended mine once.
See, stay out of
that city.
Stay out of the 305.
I don't like the city of Miami. I haven't think I had a good experience there. Maybe
it's because you haven't gone with me.
Oh, is that what's missing? Is that?
Yeah,
Are you the drama?
It's giving you're missing me.
Oh, well, let's see.
Yeah, you haven't rode with a real down bitch to the MIA. That's what it's giving. She hasn't gone with me.
Well, we're gonna have to hit it up because
we'll
all the girlies and the boys rant and rave about Miami. And
we'll hit it up. Don't worry.
I'm always under fucking whelmed. I'm like, is this what y'all?
We'll go. We'll go and have a grand old time.
Yeah.
So that was the weekend. Really nice, and I'm looking forward to more girls trips and more vacations.
Same.
There's a lot on the horizon.
Vacation me. That's the theme of 2022 and beyond. Vacation me.
It's really giving on road. That's the theme, on road, because there's a lot of on roading to be done. We have the tours, 2 tours. You feel me? I mean, 2 dates, 2 dates, 2 dates, 2 dates, 2 stops. We coming to y'all.
Yeah.
We have our own little Frankation that's coming up in June. You feel me?
Yes. We have separate vacations.
Yeah, some shit sprinkled in between there.
Yeah. There's
a lot of things going on, and I'm excited for y'all to see, and I'm excited to bring y'all along.
Purr. So, another ride we're excited to bring you all along with is our rating and review journey. Now, this is the one we really need you to buckle up and actually get in the driver's seat.
Oh, shit.
Y'all are in the driver's seat.
We actually handed y'all the keys.
Yeah, y'all are in the driver's seat of this car.
Yeah.
So the ratings and the reviews, they dramatically help the show on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, hell, even in the comments on YouTube. Options. So continue to do that. We have a review of the week that comes from Apple Podcasts, and this was funny. It comes from Bree Campbell. She says, "My girls."
My girls.
My girls. I love my girls. This week when they said welcome back, I literally dropped my head and said, happy to be here. I wish I could listen to them every day. It's giving morning talk show vibes. This show gives quantity and quality. It's very informative and relatable. I know this pod is going to continue to thrive, and I wish them the very best like they are my sisters. Because we are.
Thank you, Bree.
Your sisters, we are. Thank you, Bree. We appreciate you so much. The happy to be here was everything for me.
I really love y'all leaving ratings and leaving your ratings and your kind words. And it just makes us feel seen. It really makes us feel seen. So
seen and heard.
We literally read every rating, every comment.
Nothing goes under the radar.
Nothing. We see it all. We see it all, beloved. And I also want to thank everyone, all the girls who have sent emails and just offered us support.
Yes.
A few episodes ago, I think it was last episode, we were talking about needing more team members. And just being vulnerable and expressing where we are in this business journey.
Yes, and y'all definitely reached out.
I'm shocked.
And actually, there's some good quality mommies reaching out. I'm saying, wow, the girls got some skilled listeners.
Yeah, like damn,
we got some skilled listeners. So if we haven't reached out to you, we will be.
Yeah, we'll be in contact. And if you feel like you might be hearing this for a second time, maybe this is your call. This is your altar call.
Right. Second, sometimes you need to hear it again. Yeah, it's like, okay, he was
talking
talking to me.
We always say that was my word.
That was for me.
That was my word.
They say something like, you was out last night buying drinks with no problem.
That was my word.
Yeah.
So if this is your word and you feel like there's some sort of skill that you can contribute to the BGB team, I'm sure we would love to have you. Send us an email, contact@theblackgirlbravado.com, and we'll get into it. Yeah.
So another way that you can support the show is via Patreon. So Patreon is an exclusive platform where we drop additional episodes, playlists, affirmations.
All the things that you love here.
All the things you all heard the snippet for real this time.
Yeah, y'all was into it. We see y'all signing up. Y'all messy. Y'all messy.
Every time. But that's what happens on Patreon. I don't know. That's what happens.
It gets a little raw and rough.
We tell things. A girl on the snippet, girl, you said his name. I said, well, it's out there now.
I did. It was supposed to be. Now I got to take it up with Emma.
Right.
It was supposed to be bleeped out. Really? On the real main platform?
You said like the beginning, first 3 letters.
Nigga, there's only 4.
Right.
It was sad. It was fucking sad.
The thing is, I didn't hear that at first.
I didn't
and
hear
then
it.
when I got in my car, I was listening to the snippet in the car. I was laughing until I heard that part say, record scratch.
Record scratch. Oh my God. Okay.
Right.
Sorry.
Party foul.
Hopefully he didn't hear.
He knows what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
He was
You were
there.
You
He
were
was
there.
there. He was there.
Anyway, if you haven't checked out the snippet and you just want to just see what it is that you're missing out, go back, listen to it, and then head on over to Patreon and sign up at the bestie level to hear the full episode.
Yes.
It's a really good one. Do you want to shout out our patrons?
I do, because the girls came through.
Let's do it.
By the way. So we have Sarah.
Hey, Sarah girl.
Alexandra.
Hey, Alexandra. Brianna, welcome. I wonder, is that the same Brie who left the review?
Seems like something she would do.
Maybe. Now we know her.
Sounds like something Brie would do. And then we have besties. 3 besties. Gang.
Oh, damn.
Tamia.
Hey, Tamia.
Sharon.
Hey, Sharon.
And Asia.
Hey, Asia girl.
Thank y'all so much.
It's a pleasure to have y'all with us.
Y'all are loved and appreciated.
Yes. Lady. Don't you know you love your sweet lady? There it is.
Place no one above your
sweet dear mama. Let that one roll out for Mother's Day.
When is Mother's Day this year?
May 8th, girl. It's coming.
Fuck.
Now you got to put your mother's gift in the mail.
Girl. Something.
It's coming 2 weeks. 2 week me. So.
Wow. It comes so fast.
Everything in this year is coming fast. Everything's coming fast and going fast.
Yeah.
So last week, y'all, we had a really great conversation about how we can strengthen this brain muscle, the muscle of ours. The brain muscle of ours.
You need to strengthen yours.
Exactly. We were talking about implementing tools like mindfulness and enhancing our neuroplasticity in efforts to really retrain the brain so that it's operating at its most functional and optimal level. That's what we talked about. If you have not listened, get your ass back to episode 239 and tap in. There was some good shit in there. There was some good shit. I'm always thinking like, ooh, how am I making new neural pathways?
Right.
Now I'm thinking that.
Instead of just going the lazy fucking route.
Yeah, I'm like, let's build a new neural pathway.
So this week.
Yeah.
We are actually wrapping up.
This is it, huh?
Reclaim the Brain series, unless you're a patron.
Then there's more for
bonus episode for the series will be over on Patreon, where we're going to be talking about preventing bad fucking moods. Yeah, because it's easy to get into one of those.
It is, and we're going to help you get out.
Yeah. So this week we're wrapping up the series talking about the upside of social comparison.
Mm-hmm. That is what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
So let's get into
it.
We have a little definition. You know, we like to come with the facts.
We do. Tell them what it is.
So social comparison theory is the idea that individuals determine their own social and personal worth based on how they stack up against others. This theory was developed in 1954 by psychologist Leon Festinger. So
it's been a while.
It's been here. It's about as old as your mama. Yeah. About as old as your mother.
My mom was born in 67.
My mom was born in 66. In 66. So, anywho, if we are being completely honest, then we can admit that we're always comparing ourselves.
Girl, duh.
We're always comparing ourselves to people and others and things that are going to... And for most of us, that started as early as like grade school, right? Yeah. So, if we think back to high school...
High school probably was the height of it.
Chokehold, exactly.
That's when the roots were really
formed,
watered.
Exactly. Think about it. You have your name brand clothing. There's so many things that you can use to compare yourself.
The baby. This is for the girlies, the 2000s, the early 2000 girlies. You had to have the Jordans when they released.
Period.
Then we were up against the wall getting our pieces.
Up against the wall.
And Macy's was still a thing.
It was a thing.
Getting our Echo, our Baby Fat, our Apple Bottom.
Yes.
What else were
House of Dairy On had a quick stint.
That didn't never have me.
It didn't have me, but it had a quick stint for some girls out there.
It has some of the girlies.
If you were in a more
What was
diverse
that?
school. Maybe you were in
Evisu?
your Evisu was a thing too. Maybe you were in your Hollister bag,
Yeah, your
your
Abercrombie.
Abercrombie bag, your American Eagle bag. I never was in an Aeropostale bag. That was just not.
That was no, that was knockoff.
That was giving
That was
exactly. It was
giving
giving
knockoff.
knockoff. You needed if you were in Aeropostale, it was just not giving. It's like, girl, get to American Eagle. Head on over. Head on over.
Bruh.
But
Girl, remember when we were in our jersey dresses, girl?
oh, honey, yes.
And the Manolos.
Yeah, a Manolo boot. And remember when
Manolos, I can't
the Manolos was kind of expensive. So people
kind of, they were. And even the little Timberlands, the over the knee Timberlands, I'll tell you.
People were in a Steve Madden. That's when people were. You remember
Steve Madden started early with their
copycat.
Their dupes.
Yeah, the dupes. Because people were like, those are not Manolos. You are in Steve Madden's, girl.
Well, Nelly said Manolos, Manolos. I can't tell. We just needed something on our feet. Heat on our feet.
The Air Forces were definitely in. I mean, you guys know 2000s fashion is coming back.
Let me tell y'all a quick story.
These girls were in the 2000s when the fashion was there.
Remember the over the knee Timberland boot?
Yeah, of course.
When they first hit the scene, they were hard to find.
And they had the little black on the bottom, the black at the top, full.
Right. So they were very hard to find. Like, they were sold out everywhere. And I
think I know this story.
I finally found a pair. I had to go to Dillard's. And you know, that ain't even popular. Dillard's, bitch, it was in Stockton. I had to go to Dillard's. I'm like, okay, here I am at Dillard's looking for these boots. I wore a good 7.
You wearing a 6?
Bitch. I got the boots. I got the boot. I got the boots in the 6 because it's like I had to have the boot. We're comparing out here.
That happened to me.
Why I took the insole out?
Listen, that's a cheat code right there, baby. Give it a little room in the front, room in the back.
I took the insole out, and best believe I had them on at the movies. And when I got home, feet were fucked from the front, back, side to side. Just tired. I had the nerve to put a Band-Aid on the back for some buffer.
Yeah.
When I tell you that Band-Aid had rolled up by then, and then it was rolled up in the boot. Feet were just.
I've had a story like this. Wow, it's so sad.
Those boots had my feet in a choke.
I had a little gray Timberland at one point, and they were also too small. What the fuck?
Why? Who does that? My mom was like, you want to spend your money on 2 small shoes?
Black mamas have a way of dragging you.
Girl, I'm like, it's really your money. I don't work. I just been putting it to the side to collect from my boots.
So, back to it.
Oh, my God. But, yeah, those name brands had us.
We have the name brands, right? Mm-hmm. We have, of course, popular music. Cliques, honey. You have to be in a clique. You have to be in a clique. And we all know this one too well, FOMO. Fear of missing out, not going to the basketball game, the football game.
The homecoming dance, which I couldn't go to 1 year because I hid my report card. My progress.
You were doing so much.
I was sick.
You were doing so much. So, yes, more than likely, high school had you in a chokehold.
Yes.
The high school comparison or social comparison during high school had you in a chokehold. And it does not even end after high school. Because what do we do when we graduate? Now we're trying to all get into the best school or the school.
School or something.
Yeah. When you graduate, you're trying to get a good job.
Right.
You're trying to find a good life partner. Somebody who is like, oh, girl, I got this nigga. Y'all see him, how he's treated me. It's a vibe. And then get married and hopefully build a perfect life with that person. That whole cycle starts over again once you have a fucking kid.
Right. Because now you're comparing your kids' developmental milestones. Her kid was talking at this age. Mine is delayed. Her kid is thriving. It's just
even putting your kid in a certain school and then measuring your kid up to those kids in their classes.
Yeah.
Comparing through your child, right? So it's just an endless cycle of ongoing comparison. What is your earliest memory of comparing yourself to someone else? Do you recall?
I'm sure middle school or something. I can't remember the exact incident, but I'm sure middle school. I feel like that's when you started looking.
Started.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like even grade school, like looking at what other, like 4th, 5th grade, when I was actually like aware of like what other people had. Like, oh my God, like sodas.
I remember wanting some Fila's and sodas. And I had to come from influence.
Yeah, it comes from influence and seeing what your little peers have.
Yeah.
Or going over to a friend's house and being like, dang, they got this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't got that. Going back to your house. You know what?
I definitely compare myself in the 5th grade to my 5th grade best friend. I feel like she had way more freedom than me.
Okay.
I'm like, why is my mom so fucking strict?
Yeah.
She get to do whatever she wants. She get to talk to her mom. She was Filipina. She gets to talk to her mom.
Do you guys follow each other on social, or is it just no?
No, I don't know where she is.
Do you ever search her?
I don't remember her last name, but Abigail, if you see me and you know me, hey girl, her name was Abigail.
I had a little best friend too. Her name was Brianna Livingston. I wonder where is her name Livingston? Maybe it wasn't Livingston. Oh no, I do know a Brianna Livingston currently in real life. Hey Bree, if you listen, it was another Brianna something.
I don't remember Abigail. I can't think of Abigail's last name, but I definitely was comparing my mom's parenting to hers, because I'm like, girl, why do you gotta talk to the mom before it's time to link up and gang?
Yeah.
That was an annoying step.
It starts early.
Yeah.
It starts early. I like I said, I remember wanting like sodas because some of my little friends had sodas, and I'm like, Mom, don't give me nothing but sodas. I don't want, because moms who don't be tapped in, like at that point, they go and get you something similar. It's like, girl, I didn't want the black and the white. I want all white sodas.
Right.
Don't get me no
mix. I need a black pair and a white pair.
That's it. She gave me all black and
oh no, I didn't even see those.
Girl, I had a version.
She was like, I got you some special editions, and you want to complain, and don't complain about some things your mother gets you. It's like, you ungrateful.
So yeah.
I mean, okay, the thing with comparison is, like we said, most of our memories and the way we usually view comparison is in a negative way, right? Like, don't compare yourself. It's not good.
Yeah, ways
blah, blah,
on
blah has
health.
a negative connotation associated with it when we think of comparison. But through our research, we have found there's actually an upside to comparison.
There's a benefit here.
There's some benefits. There's some positive.
Yes.
That can come from this, and we're going to reclaim the brain. We're going to reclaim the brain and think about the positives, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Why is my eye jumping?
I don't know. You need some magnesium.
Is that help with that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep.
Multi-purpose.
Yeah, jumping.
Yeah, so firstly, there are two types of comparisons that people can make, right? There's the upward comparisons where we're comparing ourselves to people who are better than we are. And then there's the downward comparisons where we compare ourselves to people who might not be at the same level, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to say less than, but...
No, that is somebody who's not doing as good as you.
They're not as proficient as we are.
Yeah.
There's a stark difference between where we're at. We all know the vibe when it comes to that.
Exactly.
We know the vibe.
Yes. So, a good example of an upward comparison would be, what would Beyonce do? We say that all the time.
We do.
And that's a good upward comparison because we know that Beyonce is a hard worker. She's skilled. She's clearly not where we are. And it's somewhere that we obviously aspire to be. So saying what would Beyonce do is like motivating and encouraging us to work harder, be better. Beyonce strives for excellence in everything that she does.
She does. That girl.
It's really giving. It helps us improve and work towards our goal in a way that's like, that's something that I want to attain.
That's productive.
Yeah, I want to be that good.
Right.
Whereas we see the downward comparison, honey. Imagine. Actually, you know what? And for people who need constant like external validation, upward comparison can be good. People who are really competitive, it's perfect for them.
Yeah, because it pushes you. It's like, this is helping me set higher goals, set some targets for myself, because like now I'm like, oh, hell no, you ain't gonna pass me up. Or
I know. You
are encouraging me to have more drive. There's definitely instances where I have some upward comparison, especially in people in the same field.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I see y'all doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I see some things that have been implemented. That's inspiring me to want to do better.
Yeah. And see that better is possible.
Right.
We can
and
get
it
it done.
don't mean in a negative way. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
If you can do it, I can do it too.
Yeah.
And I will.
Yes. This is good. This is true.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
Okay, so then there's the downward comparisons that we make. So the downward comparisons are if we see somebody, I've been guilty of this too.
Okay. What?
I've been guilty of this too. And then an example would be like, well, and it's often to make myself feel better.
That's how it usually works.
It does. And one example would be like, Before I would be like, I mean, she's doing what she wants to do and she has more, but she still live at home and I live by myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's definitely a downward because it's like I'm looking at something that I have that they don't have,
Yeah.
which would make me quote unquote feel better.
It offers you relief and comfort.
Yeah.
To whatever it is that you're feeling at the moment about yourself. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And another, you know, a good downward comparison, this might y'all can relate to.
You got some.
Get it? There's multiple. Here are a few instances, right? Like you're in class, you get a bad grade, and you like, damn, I really fucked up on that test. But you already know somebody who got a worse grade. You like, well, at least I didn't get the F.
Right, at least
you
I
know
got
how
a
they
D
send the
and
grade
I
sheet
got
around?
a C. Now, that works in our favor when it's a curve.
But that ain't what we talking about. You know how they send a grade sheet around and it's like, I see my numbers and you're like, okay, nigga, I got a D, but somebody got an F. So
right.
It's that vibe. It's like, you already know they did bad, but to make yourself feel better, it's like, I'm not doing as bad as them. Or like, dang, we both in shitty relationship, but at least my nigga ain't cheating on me.
I know.
You know, that'll keep you in some shit. Like,
right.
I've been guilty of being like,
at least he's faithful.
Yeah, like
but you're still not happy.
Exactly. Like, this isn't the best relationship for me, but I know he's not cheating.
Yeah, that's not good.
Like, it's literally those type of things that just make you feel a little bit better about where you are. Whereas those upward comparisons really make you strive towards doing better, having more.
Mm-hmm.
Downward comparisons be like, girl, we can stay here comfortable.
I know.
Not a vibe.
So we want to focus on the upward.
Right.
Ultimately.
Yes.
So that's how we're trying to retrain our brains. We know that there's a lot of downward and we know that comparison can have some negative connotations, but for the purpose of this episode, we want to focus on how we can implement some tips and tricks to use comparison to work to our advantage instead of the opposite. I mean, because we're on social media all the time, we're looking at things happening around us, and it's very easy to go that way.
Yeah. You know, I'm curious. In what ways do you compare yourself to others the most?
Achievements. Yeah, things that would be considered like, I guess.
Like personal or professional?
Professional. Yeah, professional achievements. Yeah. How about you?
It's probably professional at this point. When I was younger, it was definitely personal. Nigga, my professional was just basic. I'm like, I go to work every day.
I get paid, I get a check.
That's it. But definitely at one point it was personal.
I mean, at one point it was personal for me too.
Yeah, because the thing with comparison is, it's the way life is objective. There's no right or wrong way. There's no like quantifiable way to say, this is how you do good, or even qualifiable, right? It's like, you cannot say this makes you have a good life. This makes you like right on time. So all we do is look to our peers, and that's how we measure ourselves up.
Right.
So of course, when I'm younger, I'm seeing everybody achieve these personal milestones, like getting married, having a baby, buying a house. And then I'm looking at myself like, damn, nigga, I ain't done none of that. Like, I have not gotten married, I have not had a baby, and I have not purchased any property. What am I doing?
Right.
You know, and then it makes me feel like,
Right.
But as I've grown and like my life has developed and I've accepted where I am, and also realized that like I'm in a good place and I'm on my own timeline and I'm not trying to be, you know, where anybody else is, then I've shifted my focus more to professional, and that is really hard too. Sometimes it is difficult when you see people getting things and doing stuff that you want to do, and you're like, but when is my time coming?
Right.
And I don't think that we speak about it a lot because we don't want to feel bad or make it seem like we care, but really deep down we do.
We care.
We do. We
Hell
care.
Yeah.
We care. It's really common.
It's common as fuck. We do care.
We do. I'd be like, what the fuck are they doing over there?
I know.
And not in a way, we had this conversation last night, but it's never in a way that is like, I don't want it for them. But it's also like, Lord, what about your daughter here?
You want it for yourself as well.
You have multiple daughters and you're making it seem like you have a favorite. So what the fuck is going on?
And I've said time and time again, sometimes I feel like I'm not getting smiled upon, smiled down on. It's the Thea's face, and it's like, why the fuck am I, why? Short ended it sticking me.
Lord, smile down on your daughters. Turn that Thea's face upside down. We want to smile, Lord.
I want to smile.
Smile on your daughters.
So yeah, I can feel that. It's like, And I always try to like tell myself when I notice myself like slipping into a comparison thing, I do try to change it into like an upward comparison when I'm
Yeah.
like, well, if you want those things for yourself as well,
How are you
work.
gonna get it?
Yeah, how are you gonna do it? What can you implement to get there instead of sitting there sulking and feeling like it's not fair. I don't. Where's mine? Or
Yeah.
something like that. It's
And
like
being all victim-y about it.
yeah,
Yeah. So yes, like we said, now that we kind of know the difference between upward and downward comparison, because honey, we did not know at first. Now it's time to implement the tips and the tricks to help us stay in a positive mind frame when we start to compare ourselves to other people.
right. Because I feel like it's not realistic to say don't compare yourself.
No, that's not.
Just not possible.
It's
As
natural and it's
humans.
human. Yeah.
Right.
We're living alongside of one another, having human experiences.
Right.
Of course it's going to happen.
Right.
So,
So
kick
first
it
tip,
off.
we're gonna shift from comparison to curiosity, right? So to keep the comparison becoming a self-defeating behavior, let's get curious. Like I said, instead of being like, oh my God, woe is me, I'm thinking of like, what did this trigger inside of me?
Yeah.
Did it trigger that I'm not working hard enough? Did it trigger that I'm lazy? Did it trigger that, oh, this is something that I actually do want for myself? So what can I do? What steps can I take
Yeah.
to align with the things that I say I want?
You're right.
Yeah.
You keep us in that bag.
Right. Instead of thinking like, this is they did it, so now, because sometimes we do get in that mindset where like if we see somebody else doing something or having something that we want, that it negates our chances of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And what is that famous saying?
What's
It's enough food.
That's what they said. It's enough to go around or something.
Enough for everybody to eat.
That's it. That's it. Which brings us to the next tip and trick. Consider being allies versus a threat. So view people that you envy as your allies versus a threat to your goal. Right? So it's really important because although we're looking at people and we're like, ooh, like you said, like, dang, they threatening what I want to do. Shifting that perspective and realizing like where they are in their journey might be beneficial. There's some shit that you can actually learn from somebody when you decide like, let me really pick their brain. Let me figure out where they are. And you might find that like if you're being triggered by them, tapping in, figuring out what the fuck is triggering you, and then deciding how you can tap in and really like connect.
Right. Collaborate.
Collaborate.
It doesn't have to be a competition. It can be a collaboration. And we've talked about that before. You can go very far when you're working with people instead of against.
And you be so busy trying to be like, we enemies that you end up missing out. Seriously. You end up missing out. We enemies. You end up missing out on learning something from them. Right? Or like being a part of their network or doing the Sankofa vibe.
Right.
Because child, the way I be set up, I'm like, nah. I don't want to be like that, but I do be like that.
Yeah, she'll be like, we get it on our own.
We on the mud with it. I do. I be feeling alone. I hella do.
But then we really feeling alone and then further placing ourselves in situations where we are actually alone does not help us. It just hinders us.
Yeah.
So it's like, bitch, don't hurt yourself. Don't play yourself.
And you will. Masturbate.
Link up.
Yeah, that's what we try to do, link up.
Also, a good tip is to focus on the similarities. So, when you find yourself counting the ways that somebody is so much different from you, and that's probably why they're, you're comparing yourself. Yeah, smarter than you, more successful than you, have more than what you have.
Better looking, honey.
Right. They're turning looks, and I'm struggling to put together an outfit. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. And then look for ways, do a little reset and look for ways that you are the same. You know what? We both came from the gutter. We both came from the hood. And if it's possible for them, it's possible for me.
Yeah.
I love to look for a similarity. The similarities really be the wind beneath our little wings.
Yeah, it helps you release the self-doubt.
It does.
It's like, oh, okay, I see you doing it. I can do it over there. And it helps us really also learn from their experience, their journey. That's a really good point.
That's a good that's a benefit of the people who do share said journeys to where they are, and when you find similarities, because it gives you hope.
Yeah.
It gives you motivation. And those are the definite positive comparisons, and those are some of the people that we follow on social media, or we just meet in person and we like, you know what, you somebody that I really like following.
And it's the same vibe. Like you said, we both from the hood, we both from the gutter. That's why people do like to see people that come from where they come from.
Exactly.
Then it's like, wow, we come from the same place. I got whatever you got in me to win.
Exactly.
And another good example is like when you start running, right? When you're running with a group of people and somebody's running faster than you, or they can complete a race quicker than you, a lot of times it might make you feel like, damn, they're better.
Mm-hmm.
They're better. They're faster. They're like more trained. But the other side of that is looking at like, wow, we train together and that we're using the same training model. They're able to accomplish this. I'm sure that I'm going to also be in that position. It's like using this person as a light rather than darkness.
I do this
like
when
they're smothering your light.
I do this when I feel like I want to get in a workout bag.
Yeah, same.
I'm like, let me find somebody who has a similar build.
Yeah.
You know, a petite treat who's done something to get to where I'm trying to get. Because if I'm following a mommy that looks like Megan Thee Stallion trying to follow her fitness journey,
Yeah.
honey, girl, when Joy be releasing her workout thing, I'm like, that's not for fucking me, okay? We have two different bodies, and the shit she eating and what I'm doing and everything else, it's not giving.
It's not aligned.
When Karuchi comes out with the plan, then I will buy that. I would be motivated to buy that.
Yeah.
But it needs to make sense because I need some similarities here. What is really achievable for me?
I always follow people who look like me. I'm like, what is the body type like?
What's the body?
What the fuck is the body type like?
Are you mectomorph?
Right.
I think that's what I am. Shit.
And it makes you actually stay more engaged.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I really see where you started. You started from where I've started, and now you're headed where I want to be.
Exactly.
And I see the transformation.
I see things that I imagine.
Yes.
But it has to be able to be imagined.
Yes.
In a realistic way.
Next tip is to set your goals. So noticing other people's accomplishments, this is completely natural, but it doesn't mean that we need to use this information to gauge our own success or set our own goals. Mm-hmm. So it's really important, and this is the best way to set our own goals, is to get in the habit of establishing regular performance and learning goals. So sometimes we just set these like blanket goals, like I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, and we haven't broken them down up into like, how should I work on getting to these specific goals? So performance goals are goals that are set with an objective in mind. So like I want to run and complete a marathon. Mm-hmm. I want to win an award in a specific contest, right? Those are performance-based goals. Whereas learning goals are like, these are goals that are that focus more on the process rather than the end goal or like an objective. This might look like, I want to learn a new skate trick. So you practice until you nail the trick. Right? It helps you go through the journey of getting to the destination. Or like, I'm a runner. I'm going to keep running. I'm going to PR. Or even weightlifting, right? It's like you keep going, you're deadlifting. And then it's like, damn, here I am deadlifting this amount. We have to really set ourselves up for these type of goals outside of just like, nigga, I'm trying to make it to the top.
Like blanket goals, setting some real benchmarks so that when we reach them, it's like, okay, I'm really on the path to the goals that I set. And it's not just me throwing something out into the sky and not really implementing the necessary steps to achieve the shit.
And I feel like it's a healthy balance. A lot of times we do just have performance-based goals. Like when I sign this or when I get that, then I will have made it. That's the like standard, right? You know, it's like when I get this amount of money, then that's it. As opposed to setting our own type of goals that have a mix of both of these, then we can also enjoy our own life. You know, because I've been looking at people like, damn, you did that. That's not even my goal. That's not even my goal.
Right.
Because that be happening sometimes.
You make it your
goal. Be looking at other people's shit like, yep, that's what I want to do too. That's not even your goal. What's your goal? What do you want to do?
Yeah, that kind of happened to us with the office space.
Exactly.
So pressed to get an office space, trying to make it a goal so quickly and trying to have it look like somebody else's office looks, to where it's like, slow down and assess the needs that we actually have and then get something that fits that, and look, it'll come quicker.
The way it's
because you're looking at somebody else's goals.
And that's exactly what we're doing. They bought a house.
And trying to make them yours. Right.
Like that. Okay, maybe your goal is not to buy a house right now. Maybe it's to save some money. You feel me?
Yeah.
That really be the tea.
That's
They got
so
this car. Maybe that's not even your goal. Maybe it's to pay off your loan. Set whatever your goal is and stop looking at everybody else's goals.
Right.
And then you'll figure out where you really are supposed to be. Then the comparison won't feel bad. It's be motivated, but not like, okay, I gotta do exactly
Making
the way
that
they
the
do.
blueprint. You can
Yes.
be motivated, but we should not be making other people's achievements through social comparison the blueprint.
Because that will happen. That will really happen.
And we'll be fucked again from the front and the back.
Yes.
And I don't like that.
Same with the workout. Honestly, with everything. Because we will see one thing and be like, ooh, I'm getting that. That's what I'm working towards. You know? As looking at your own self, like, what do I need to work towards? Is my goal 10 pounds?
Right.
And let's get the 10 pounds.
Well, one way to, like, I guess, combat that is not just looking at one person.
Yeah.
Because it is easy to become fixated, and next thing you know, you're doing the copycat instead of the authentic route.
Mm-hmm.
We should look at 10 or more people. And it's kind of like creating a gumbo. A gumbo.
Yeah.
Of people and things that we're inspired by. And, you know, coming up with an authentic recipe for ourselves. Like, oh, maybe I like the way they speak. Or maybe I like the way they do this. Maybe I like that they are very disciplined. I like that they have achieved this.
Yeah. And then you develop an internal role model that you can look into for guidance. And it's like, I put all of that together, and it also helps us remain authentic to our own self. Then you develop your own vibe. When you honestly think about what you're inspired by, you don't usually go to one person. You think like, I love Beyonce's work ethic, right? I love this person's vulnerability.
Because I hate the way Beyonce dresses. I said it.
She did. And then you might look at Kelly and be like, I love Kelly's style.
Yeah.
Or like, if you know, this is a great example too. When we look on social media, you follow people and you have stuff archived, you do have a bunch of different things. Like, I love the way she wears her hair. I love her makeup. I love her aesthetic. I love all of these things.
I love her realness. I love her vulnerability.
Yeah. Like, I love how she always talks about her business. I love that she's a hustler. I love this about that. You have to take all of the qualities that you like and find your own about yourself.
Yeah.
And start to implement those things so that you can still have your own voice, so that you can show up in the world and people can be inspired by you.
That part, because you have something that's inspiring as well. But if we're so far up somebody else's ass comparing ourselves in a way that is not good, you won't even see the light inside of you.
The light. And
there is a light that shines special for you and me.
I will tell, that sounds crazy as hell.
Me.
We had Angie, Afro Angie. I can't know her. I don't know her. Afro by Angie. Afro Yoga by Angie. I know Angie, girl. Hey, girl. But I just didn't know the handle. And I remember we were recording a podcast with her, and she was like, I'm so inspired by y'all. You know, she started her own podcast. But what she said, and it always stuck with me, is you don't study the player, you study the game.
Oh.
You feel me? And that's what this whole...
It's giving Jim.
That's what this whole idea, this last tip about having multiple people that you're inspired by, is not to study one person's vibe, one person's route, one person's way that they did it. It's to look at everybody who's doing in the field, the game, right? And taking from it what you can, and then you show up as the best player.
Then you in the kitchen with the wrist like a stir fry.
That's it.
In the kitchen with the...
That's it.
What did I say?
In the kitchen, wrist twist up like a stir fry.
That part.
You stir fry.
Stir fry.
So yes. There's a lot of benefits. Like we said, we don't want to just make it seem like it's all bad. There are a lot of benefits to comparing ourselves to other people. And if we're in the mindset of upward comparison, always striving to be better, motivated and inspired by our peers, by our colleagues, by our friends, then we will continue to progress, right? And reach our goals and feel good about it. But if we're looking at everybody and using that downward comparison, being comfortable, just trying to relieve the triggeredness, right, that we might feel when we're looking at other people, then we're going to be stuck in a place where we don't move forward, that we don't grow. And we know social media is a crazy ass place.
It's a jungle.
It's a jungle. But the next time you get ready to look at somebody's page or what somebody's journey is and comparing what you don't and do and don't have, flip the mindset. Have a paradigm shift and say, wow, I'm inspired by them. They work hard. They deserve to be here. Like I said, I've caught myself in this position.
Same.
And then I have to say, Hold on, bitch. But what are you doing?
I always have to go back to that.
But what are you doing?
Put in the mirror up.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
And
then it's
like,
to have an accountability partner.
You're right. Because she'd be
that
like,
says,
but what are we doing? And I'm like, hold on. That is not what I wanted to hear right now. I wanted to say, bitch, we did not get. We did not get, and thank God. That's what I wanted to say. But it's good to have somebody who keeps you grounded in reality. Like, dog, we can definitely use that as an inspo, and we should be motivated to get that or more. We should be motivated to get that or more. That or better. Like Ty said, that for me or better.
That for me or better.
So, that is a great way to reclaim your brain.
It's an amazing way to reclaim your brain. I think that's one of the ways to really get it all back. The power that is. A shift. While we're scrolling and strolling, we're shifting.
We are shifting, reclaiming our brain, because comparison will wear our asses out, baby.
Girl, like a fucking street fight.
It'll take us down.
You came unprepared and you got your ass beat. And I've been beat. I've been beat by comparison, and it's been recorded. You know that's the worst, when the fight gets recorded.
Stop it.
And you got your ass beat. It's like, now I've got my ass beat, and there's footages, and it's
live footages.
On the internet.
Let's reclaim our brain, y'all. Like, really reclaim our brain. I feel like this is probably the most helpful tool that we've shared, because we're all actively struggling with some aspect of comparison.
For sure.
But let's just shift the mind.
Let's shift it. I really enjoyed this series.
I did too. Did y'all enjoy this series?
It's reminders that I need, and tools and tricks that I need today.
Real practical ones.
To this day.
Practical ones is what I love.
I need them.
Comparison piece is really, next time I get ready to say something, I'll be like, wait, upward comparison. Upward. I can't be down bad like a basic
I can't
bitch.
be down bad either, and I need things that are only elevating me.
Yeah.
What does Coachella Ray say?
What'd she say?
Only dealing with things that's gonna make me elevate.
Oh, that is what she said.
Yeah.
Elevate. Yeah. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this. Let us know. Now it's time to
pick up your pen. We're dropping a gem.
So I wish I had it here with me, y'all, but y'all still gonna get this tea. Youth to the People's triple peptide and cactus hydrating and firming oasis serum is that girl.
What does it do?
This serum really plumps. I feel like it really just keeps the water in your skin. It keeps the water in your skin. I mean, you know what?
I know what hyaluronic acid does. I just haven't used You to the People's, but I'm a firm believer in the brand of, I love You to the People.
I too.
I stand.
So I'm just going to tell y'all what they say it is, and I'm telling y'all that this is actually what it does.
Tell us.
So it's a potent triple peptide infused hyaluronic acid face and eye serum that intensely hydrates and visibly plumps and firms to sustain bouncy, youthful skin. So the real call out in this product is the 4D hyaluronic acid.
Okay.
It's not giving the regular hyaluronic acid. It's 4D. So this intensely hydrates, visibly smooths texture, and revitalizes thirsty skin cells. Ugh.
So where in your routine is this? Is it morning or at night?
It's morning. It's a morning thing, because at night I use my Osea as all over. But yeah, I use it in the morning, but I'm sure you could use it at night. If you're a hyaluronic acid girl at night, then I'm pretty sure you could. But I do a cleanse, I do this, and then I follow up with my moisturizer and my sunscreen. But this is that girl. I think it's 1 ounce, $54.
Okay.
You only need 1 pump, a pump and a half. And it's great for combo, dry, normal skin. It's fragrance free. We love a clean and planet positive product, which this is. Most used to the people products are. And it is just good.
And we love something that protects the moisture barrier, especially if you're an exfoliant mommy, whether that's chemical or physical.
Yeah. This thing has 5 stars.
Girl, I saw the girlies on TikTok talking about it as well.
Did they? Were they?
Yeah, they were.
What'd they say?
They said it needs to be implemented into the routine. It's a goodie. I'm like, now I gotta go over to Sephora.
It's a good one. I'd say get a sample.
Hell of them.
More
go to all the Sephora's in your city,
baby,
and run up.
The way I was turning into a different person every time I get a sample.
Hey,
bang to the bag, change my hair. I'm like, what?
Can I have a sample of?
Girl, I was up in there like this.
Stop it. Girl, one time we went to get a sample, and the woman tried to go on a whole spiel. Girl, put the shit in the container and write what it is. On
girl,
the bag.
She's like, this is only gonna last you. I'm like, girl, give me that,
please.
She's like, I already know what it is. I've been using it for 2 weeks. Just give me.
You're not my first store.
You're not.
Give me my shit.
So I can get the fuck out of here.
Girl, I got a collection to build up with samples.
I used to do that with a little makeup. I'm like,
girl, I was living off of that foundation because I barely wear it. I'm like, this is enough to last me for a couple of outings. Thanks.
Period.
The way I was dabbing that beauty blender into that little small container.
Wetting it.
Hey.
So yeah, y'all get into that. You to the people. Amazing serum. It's my favorite. I will not be without it until I find something else.
Okay. So. And it's hard to get this girl to.
It really is. Chokehold.
Get a product. So.
And that's why I have to do a sample of sorts.
Yeah.
Because I try some.
Before it graduates into your.
And I don't let it do a test run on me. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, we're not agreeing. There's no red flags. I'm not staying to see the rest. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what are you doing up there? Why
pink
are you
flag. Doing? It's a pink flag for you.
Yeah, like that Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Foundation.
You took it back?
It's boxed up, ready to go.
Okay.
It was put on one time. I said, this is not for me. I'm already pretty shiny.
You gotta know what
oily.
works. You gotta know what works. I don't need anything that's illuminating or none of that shit. I damn near need something that's mattifying. I don't like a full matte. Powder. I don't like a full matte look. So I still need a glow to come through.
A finishing powder.
Is that different from a setting?
Don't know, but I'm gonna
shut the fuck up. You don't a finishing.
That's what you need. That's what I've been seeing.
Powder.
A finishing powder, like that little Fenty one that's in the little white.
Oh, the blot. Those are the blot wipes.
No, it's not a wipe. It's
I know what you're talking about. I know
powder.
What you're talking about. The white shit.
It's a finishing.
Fuck,
I've seen.
I look like Casper.
No, it's a finishing. Just does do T-zone popping you out the door.
I'm gonna have to get into it.
Get into your
bag. The makeup thing is just a challenging area for me. But I'm resilient. I stay in the fight.
Get in there. So I think that's it for this week.
That's all we have. Yeah, that's all. We left it all.
Next week, we are kicking off a new series. It's Mental Health Awareness Month. It's May. So all of the content will be centered around, honey, mental health and wellness, which is what we love to do here. We have some great guests. Actually, we're kicking off the series with boundaries, talking about boundaries with our homegirl Yasmin Cheyenne of the Sugar Jar Podcast. We can't wait for y'all to hear it. We know you're gonna love it, and I think that's it. We'll see you next time. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.